Hello everybody, it's Nathan, and today I would like to do a somewhat short video just on the booklet you could get when you go to see World Heroes Mission in theaters. It's called Volume World Hero. Overall, the aesthetics of this design brings more into the types of volumes you would see in Japan. Not very much here because we never see Jump comics on an actual Viz Jump line. They just don't do that. And the pure fact that they left the Japanese title, which is the same, but My Hero Academia is just supposed to be in this more towards that center, but since they left the Japanese title in, that's okay. Basically, you could get this booklet when you go to see the movie. They only had I think 3 stacks, maybe 50 per stack, I would say, when I went to go see the movie. Me and my friend, we sat down and actually read all of this and scanned through most of it. And it's some decent info. And it says on the back, "Thank you for paying attention to even this part, but spoiler alert, it delves into content of the new movie, so I suggest you read it after you watch it." Is it really? Okay, you get to see a somewhat detailed summary on Rhodey's quirk. I have a feeling like if you would have known the information in this going into the movie, it would more help you appreciate what they were trying to do. It's not that the movie's nowhere perfect, but at least if you were to actually read this before you go into the theater, that's decent information. And the pure fact, I remember I was making a joke about this one character, yeah. Clairvoyance. I was making fun of that name because it's really? You couldn't think of a better name? One character that interests me in the actual movie, mostly because I kind of knew he was going to be in there and he was in the last few chapters, is this pro hero that protects Egypt, Salam. I could be butchering that, but the quirk on here, Papyrus, I thought in the movie they said his quirk was paper thin. Is that a mistranslation on the actual printing of this booklet? That'd be interesting to see which one's actually the actual one. And let's go through this. Then, of course, after the character designs, you have a bit of an interview of sorts. And then you see Horikoshi's overall sketches for the movie itself right here. Let's see. Then you have you have more Q&A. But here's what I really want to focus on. The one-shot, Hawk's Smooth. I have no idea what that's supposed to mean. The last part, I know what Hawk's is. Basically, it takes place after the previous one-shot that was released in the Jump magazine and also given to us here in the States through the Jump app. In that previous one-shot, you had Deku, Bakugo, and Todoroki fighting Endeavor. If they can land a hit, they could go on the mission. They ended up teaming up to get the hit on, but yes. Overall, this takes place, I can't tell how long after that. It just says at the airport going on a mission. Basically, the story is Deku being nervous. And then Todoroki pops in saying, "If you can speak English, you'll manage. If you can speak English and Japanese, you'll get by fine too." That's from personal experience. Then you have, of course, Bakugo doing Bakugo things. Then Hawks and Tokiyami shows up. And, of course, Hawks being Hawks, he gets recognized. And, multiple people go around. But what it says here is it says that Deku was the first one to mention Hawk's name after he showed up, and that's how people ran over to Hawks. Then Endeavor is just being showing the boarding of the seats of sort. Especially around this point in the chapter, you can tell the art is not perfect. This is done by Horikoshi, the mangaka of My Hero Academia, but you could tell he did this in a rush. So you see Todoroki having a problem with the seating order because he doesn't want to sit next to Endeavor, which makes total sense at this point in the story. And basically back to back between the two of them, and of course, just like the Endeavor like portion of the season, Bakugo is the one that kind of like yells, saying this is awkward and stuff like that. Then all of a sudden the tickets get swiped out of all of their hands. It's due to Hawks' fierce wing, and rearranges the tickets. I'll see if I can show you that. Basically that. And then of course the seating order is a bit better. So now Todoroki's sitting with Deku, and then Kachan's with Endeavor. And then Hawks and Tokiyami say, we're going to another country. You're saying goodbye for now. Relax. And get ready for the World Heroes mission. You really had to name drop the movie. And then of course Hawks gets led away from them with the crowd. And then at the bottom of this page it says, a far off land unknown to us, what will we learn there? Then you see Rhodey as the plane flies over, and you can tell even when the translation of this was kind of a rush job, because see the actual words itself are basically close to being out of the speech bubble. And they didn't translate the sound effects like Viz normally does here. That's one thing I like about Viz. They take the extra effort into most things to translate it. But it's just obviously that you're getting this for free and not paying for it. As long as you go see the movie, of course you can get that for free while supplies last. It's a decent bonus chapter. I feel like the two chapters we got leading into this movie were a whole lot better than the lead-in in the anime itself. That episode has very little, if not any at all, to do with the actual plot of the movie. Which is why? I forget the actual episode number, but it's during the hero licenses exam, they had a break to do the movie episode and such. That, continuity wise, lays in. And even the bonus chapter you got during the first movie made sense. They even animated that into an OVA. The one shot that was released alongside Heroes Rising, it's okay. Nothing spectacular. This is a whole lot more substantial than that one shot. It'd be interesting. Are we going to see this one shot animated with the Blu-ray of World Heroes Mission? It'd be interesting to see, but then they didn't do it for the last movie. Why would they do it for this? I seem like that little side story leads in perfectly, while the Heroes Rising one was just background for the villain. And some more of my thoughts on the movie itself. I did like that, with the paper thin. I liked that. It was a very, very quick scene, but it worked for the context they were going for. What else do I really like about the movie overall? I'm not taking in the I'm taking the information that was given in that little manga into play. It feels like it's a closed off story, yes. Does it make sense at all with the manga itself? Actually, yes. Because there's a bit of time after the Endeavor Agency arc where we do not know exactly what happened. And so, if you want to slide that movie right in there, you can count it as canon. There's nothing too offensive about what they added here. In fact, they more or less just teased later events in the story. I find no problem with that as long as people don't know what they're teasing about. Throw in as many teases as you need. One Piece does that all the time, where they throw in little elements throughout earlier episodes, or even the movies of One Piece tease stuff for later on in the manga. So these movies, as much as this one feels corporate, it seems like the main idea for this movie was better than Heroes Rising, but it felt like Heroes Rising itself felt more tangible overall, because you can kind of see Horikoshi had a whole lot of development, say so over the second movie. I have no clue how much say so he had over this third movie. Of course, he had some say so because he actually drew stuff. Would I see this movie again in theaters? No. Mostly because I don't live close to a theater, and these tickets cost a decent amount over in the movie theater here in town. So if I'm going to watch this movie again, it would be on the Blu-ray release, which is fine, but Funimation needs to actually say they're releasing it on Blu-ray, because I have gone to a Funimation limited theater thing for a movie and they never have it released. I'm talking about Tokyo Ghoul S. As long as they can confirm that a Blu-ray version is coming to the States, all is good. And what do I overall, this is going back to my overall thing, should they have switched the arcs around and condensed My Villain Academia to the laughable degree they did? If I was doing the charge, I would leave it in the order that it was in the manga, so My Villain Academia, Endeavor's Agency. The thing I would cut from season 5 overall, I would condense the Class A versus Class B, 1A versus 1B. I would condense that to maybe, let's say, 5, 6, 7 at most episodes. And then from there on, you could have the New Year, you have the New Year's Christmas stuff as episode 7 or 8. Then lead in on episode 10, how the manga was, into My Villain Academia. Then end the season with the Endeavor Agency arc. And say, do you want to go see the movie? The season's over, go see the movie. It's not offensive how they placed it there. It would have worked if they did it that way, but no, they didn't. Again, I'm not saying any ill will to it. I'm not saying anything bad about the actual animators, storyboard people at all. This is more someone that's in charge of the whole production committee. They had their reasons to do it, but it's just overall why. To really advertise that movie, you could have cut budget a whole lot and got the same effect at cut places in the other parts of the season. Anyways, I think I've rambled on for too long. If you guys haven't, please like, comment, and subscribe. And have you noticed, I have a logo made specifically for my overall online presence. It has the character of Diva Anne from One Piece. The reason why I chose that character to be the icon of this channel is because Diva Anne is it represents the totality of One Piece in and of itself. Someone who likes the character Anne, they like everything about One Piece, which I do, but this is not a One Piece video. I just wanted to explain that for anyone who's wondering about the character in my icon. And anyway, this is Nathan signing out. Everyone, Have a great rest of your day or night wherever you are.